Hello everybody and welcome to another hand feeding video. Today we will be doing the cockatiels. All of them at once that are in hand feeding. We have quite a few that are about a week or so away from being done. A big roiling massive cockatiel right here. And three of the younger babies, the last clutch that we will be having here. And helping me I got the mommy and daddy of the grow-up cage. I usually keep one male, one female in the grow-up cage to take care of all the new babies coming in. Very friendly birds. And they help teach the younglings how to find the food bowls, how to find the water, keep them clean, keep them preened properly, help with the taking the sheath off the growing feathers. I'm pretty much just showing them how to bird. I believe that this one here is the male. He is with me during most hand feedings, a very friendly birdie. And I will be finding him a new home along with the last batch of babies. The mommy and daddy will be a little older, probably about three and a half months, maybe even 4 months by the time they're ready for their new home along with all the others. But they will be extra friendly because they get lots of extra attention. Isn't that right? They're with me like this during most of the hand feedings, keeping me company, keeping watch over the baby. Let's begin. Let's begin with some of these and thin out the herd a bit. They're all oh so hungry, like they haven't been fed in ages, but it's only been about 4 hours since their last feeding. Oh my. They are really eager. As you can see, quite a good size to them. They're almost fully feathered up. Their tails are still a bit short. They're just beginning to learn how to fly. So as you can believe, there are a lot of crashes going on. I usually let them fly after a feeding, but with all the camera stuff set up, I don't want them crashing and hurting themselves. A very strong feeding response. And at this age, they're less likely to overeat. Well, that is still a possibility. So you always want to regulate just how much food they get. At this age, about 10 cc, 10 and a half, 11 cc will keep them until the next hand feeding. Make sure they're clean. Nice big crop. And you gotta go in the holding cell for this time. See who's next. Hook a beak, pull them up, control the rest. Oh my goodness, they are very active today. Another little standard gray, mostly standard gray in this next upcoming batch. They sound oh so very hungry, they're all begging for food. Cockatiels are like the Labrador of the dog world, or the Labrador of the bird world. They're a walking appetite when they're this age. They're always hungry, always begging for food. Always eager for a feeding and always making quite the mess. 2 down. They're a little calmer when they're done. I know, you're so pretty. Hard to get one out. You're next. Here we have another little pearl. A very heavy pearl, almost a pied. Very pretty again. Well, they're all pretty. You want a little taste? There. The mommy bird is well past the age that they need hand feeding. But they just like the taste and the comfort. Cockatiels are always a little greedy guts. They go through a lot of chop. They're not too heavy or hard on the seed. That'll do it for this one. Let's take one more before we go on to the younger ones. Again, another nice little gray. This one is even younger. Got the little stubby little tail. Not quite flying yet, but it's all fully feathered up. Ow. You do not want to overfeed them, of course. But they do eat quite a bit. They grow a lot. They are a larger bird than a conure. Oh, the mommy bird's getting all speckled with formula. Daddy will clean her off afterwards. And look at that.
Someone is at the front door.
I'll put him back and get them later. Be right back. My dinner's here. I'm getting a treat tonight. You watch them. Hey, did everybody behave? Got the voice, I got sound. That's working. Got me a little treat tonight. I removed subjects on the new house I'm getting today. Moving day is coming up. Now who was I feeding? I was feeding, no, not you. I was feeding, it must have been you. No, who was I feeding? Here we go, you, I was feeding you. So I closed the subjects or removed subjects, conditions, whatever you want to call it, and made accepted offer and everything on the new house. So I'm going to be doing farming. I'm getting a farm on the island. Mini farm. Enough room for a whole bunch more critters. Now let's start on the little ones. And I have alerts online. I'm looking for a little mini tractor so I can do my little mini farming. So this is one of the younger cockatiels. Not sure what kind of colors we're going to get quite yet. But again, they are oh so hungry at all times. I know how they feel. I am oh so hungry too. Got my wonton soup and chicken chow mein waiting for me. A little, there we go, latch them on. And when they're this young, you do have to be a lot more careful about how much you feed them. You do not want to overfeed them. They will eat until they burst. They will beg until they burst. And you do not want them to burst. But you also do not want them to overeat and have an overfull crop, because that will stretch the crop and weaken the muscles in the crop, making the crop hang down too low on them. And the crop will hang down below the entry point, the entry valve to their stomach. So the crop will not empty properly. That can lead to sour crop, slow crop, and just reduced nutrition. So you have to know just when to stop when they're full. That'll do it for him. When the crop is tight but not firm, you want it to be the same consistency as the heel of your hand when it is not really flexed. That'll do it for him. You're next. Looks like we got another little white face here, most likely. There's no yellow at all on the head or the face. Still fluffy. Oh, so eager. Making a mess. Pulling up the paper. And mommy's helping. You can go away, mommy. She will clean the formula from the feathers of the other birds in their grow-up cage. These guys are a little too young to get her ministrations. And a little taste. She really wants in on this. A little bit won't hurt them. Like a daddy climbing up my back. Can't hear you. Shooting up my ear. Show yourself to the nice people. Who's left? The other little one. Most likely a standard gray, but could be a cinnamon. A little bit of lighter coloration. Very pretty birdie. I probably said that before. I learned long ago to always have a mommy and daddy, or at least a mommy bird in the grow-up cage. They help a lot with weaning and socialization and teaching the young birds manners. Just teaching them how to bird. It doesn't work as well with conures, although it does work with lovebirds. Conures are a little too fractious, a little too jealous. They often quarrel and they can pick on a little baby. Budgies work quite well. Budgies can actually work too well. The parent birds, the older ones, even in the brooder, will take on the role of feeder. So an older budgie in the brooder still, before flight, before the grow-up cage, before hand feeding is done, they will regurgitate and feed the youngest and smallest in the brooder, which means that they don't get as much nutrition themselves. Another nice standard gray, a little bit older, good strong cheek color. This one's a little more timid. And I would let them fly, but they just smash around. Another few days and they'll get a lot better at flying. And more importantly, they will get a lot better at landing. Right now, they can fly pretty good. They can corner reasonably well. They do drift a bit. That's all for him. But the landings, they're going to work on the landing. Another nice little standard gray. I think this is the more adventurous one. This is the one I often have to rescue from behind the brooder or behind the TV. Or he'll get way up on the light fixture and not know how to get down. There we go. You can tell when they get full now at this age, when they get full they start to slow down and they That's hey, that's pretty much a refusal. A little dirty. Oh, the racket that they make. Let's do another standard gray and we'll do the fancy one last. Another nice little gray. Let's see if we can let this guy make a mess. Also, it's a good idea to have the paper towel here and the dishcloth underneath it. Helps to absorb the mess that they usually make. Cockatiels and parrotlets, they do a lot of drooling. Some sun condors as well. The green cheeks are actually pretty clean. Lovebirds are pretty clean. Budgies are usually very clean. Okay, one more to go. And everybody goes back. They don't understand why they can't come out and fly around and play with me for a while. I'll give them a little extra time tonight. Where they can fly around and poop on me. Poop training has just begun. Feels like half my day is just cleaning up little bits of poop from everywhere. That's why I'm not wearing my headscarf. It got sacrificed to the last poopy bird. But I buy those headscarves literally by the 100 pack. They're very cheap. Highly recommended. And bring back fond memories of the 80s. There we go, that's the last of the cockatiels. The last one was, of course, the fancy little pearl. Or not even pearl, more like a heavy pearl pied. Heavy pie. Doesn't have the pearl pattern, kinda. She's got a bloody tail here. She did have a blood feather a few days ago. One of the feathers growing in, it broke. I caught it in time. Usually if it breaks across the width, I just pack the end with a blood clot powder. But this one, it somehow got crushed, so it was split along the length. Crash. So I couldn't very well clot that, so I had to do a extraction. No problem there, to find where the feather goes into the body and give it a pull. The feathers are meant to be removable, losable. It doesn't do them much damage when they get pulled out, although it does hurt, and that one did not really trust me again for a while. Even now, as you can see, he's not very fond of me because I did pull out the feather and it hurts. The blood feather does not hurt, but it can bleed, and it can be very hard to stop the bleeding. A bird can bleed out and die quite quickly from a blood feather. There are a lot of controversial treatments to when you do run across having a blood feather. I find it's best to act quick and just pull the feather out. I have blood clot powder on hand. I got some right there within easy reach. If I get my butt up from the chair, I could reach it and show you, but I won't. And when you pull the feather out, there will be a little bit of bleeding from the extraction point of the feather, right against the skin. 1 drop, 2 drop. You can use blood clot powder on that if you want. Not really needed. That will clot on its own quite quickly. But a blood feather can act as a straw, and for whatever reason, it often does not clot by itself, and that straw will drain the blood from a bird, and it can kill them. So if you see a bloody bird, check immediately for any broken feathers. You'll see the blood coming out from the broken feather. and if need be, extract the feather. Just give it a good firm pull, a quick sharp firm pull. It's a lot better to have that momentary flash of pain and a little few drops of blood that come out than having the blood drain from your bird. I've never had a bird perish from a blood feather. I've only had a blood feather happen a handful of times. And it happens when the feather is still growing. A fully formed feather has no blood in it. It is just like hair. But while the feather is growing, there is blood going to the feather, which is what makes it grow. But that's it for the cockatiels. Come here, you. You have a good crash. I have to give this guy a little extra attention each day, just to have him get over that horrible trauma of having a feather pulled out that's already growing back. Next hand feeding video will be in about a week or so, when I'll be doing all the conures again. Followed again, most likely by just these youngest cockatiels. These guys might just be finished by then. These will be my last cockatiels that I will have before the move. Well, everybody, have a good night.